Hi, this is Jason Grill, host of the Grill Nation Show. We're going to have a great show this week with Justin Watkins and Jake Jacobson from Native Digital. Their website is nativedigital.com. Awesome show. In this sneak peek, I have a question for you guys. You know, a lot of people are wondering how they plan for next year with their business and how do they grow when growing is getting hard to do these days going into 2021. What would be your best advice? We'll start with Justin.
Now we're in that conversation daily, it seems like right now. And I think the first part is figuring out, what's the objective? What do we think we can accomplish? What's worth accomplishing? And then from there, it's reverse engineering it. It's backing out of that, modeling it out, and creating a hypothesis that if we invest this time and energy and budget, that we can accomplish these things. And so we're doing a lot of that right now. I mean, it is that time of year where we're modeling out what we think success can look like, and then looking at that with our clients and saying, do we believe we can do this? And sometimes when you go through that process, you find out that hunch you had doesn't actually help much. And so you have to find another path. And so, that's what we think. It's having a really good objective, model it out ahead of time, and then execute, and try to avoid that thing where you're just kind of shooting from the hip and just kind of doing things that you've always done. But the other piece is, even when things get tough, like, how can you move forward and not let it get the best of you and not crawl in the hole or start going backwards? But, how do we move forward? That's when you really prove yourself and I think separate yourself from everybody else.
Jake, what do you think?
Well, I was going to say, I think it's planning responsibly. And so, not falling into arrogance, not falling into fear. I think a lot of people this year felt like they had to hit pause on everything. And what we saw was then people had to really hit fast forward on those things. And so I think just do something, make progress each day and make plans each day instead of sticking your head in the sand. And that's where we're seeing people who are really thriving right now, is that when they had to make these big shifts, they figured it out quickly instead of kicking the can down the road, because 2020 isn't going anywhere even when the calendar flips. And so I think it's good to be able to plan.
We're going to have a great show this week, and join us for the Grill Nation Show on radio or podcast. Thanks for joining us today on this sneak peek.